Hello, and welcome to 1 Hour Away, a podcast that is focused on what is going on in life. I'm your host, Jonathan, and this episode is called Why Did I Start a Podcast? So, first off, before we talk about the main topic today on why I started up this podcast, let me introduce myself. My name is Jonathan. I'm a college student, and I'm majoring in communications with a film minor. I am a Vietnamese American, and a fun fact about myself is that I'm part of a youth group. So on to my main topic today. Why did I start a podcast? I started a podcast because it seems like fun, and there's a lot of people that are starting podcasts here and there. One of my friends actually started and hosts a podcast. And yeah, it's something new, and I thought it would be fun. On to our next topic. What is this? What am I gonna gain from doing a podcast? Honestly, just more exposure, more self confidence in talking. And yeah, it's gonna help me think on the fly and stuff like that. Next question for myself is, where do I see this podcast going? Honestly, I don't know yet. I honestly see this podcast going until I graduate college, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Um, I also guess that I'm also hoping for me to meet more people and learn about what they like and what they don't like, and stuff like that. What are some pros and cons of starting a podcast? I guess a pro for this is that I'm doing what I like. I like editing videos. So that's why this is a video podcast, not just a voice only podcast. Um it'll help me on my speaking. As you can kind of tell, I do kind of stutter with my words sometimes. And I feel like this podcast will help me fix that by helping me think on the fly, as you can see, as you can hear, and just me being more confident in the way I talk. Some cons of this is that the studio that I'm recording this in is kind of far from my house, so I don't think it'll be happening a lot. It also is time consuming because this is not my full time job. I do have another job on the side, but I don't want to talk about that as of right now. Um, and yeah, that's basically what I foresee as of right now for the pros and cons. I do know that since this is a video podcast, it does take a lot of time setting up because of the lights and the cameras. Um, Next question is how long it'll last. As I said, it'll last until it dies, I guess. I don't know. My hope is that I'll be filming throughout my semester here in college until I graduate because I'll still have access to all the equipment. But after that, I do not know where or what I foresee in the future for this podcast. And as you can see right now, I don't have any guests because this is kind of the pilot episode. But this won't happen occasionally. So my outline for 1 hour away is that this podcast will range from 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna try to shoot for 45 minutes max, but you know, some people like to talk, and some guests of mine like to talk. So I'll try to be in that range of 45 to an hour. This is a free flowing I want to call it a free flowing podcast, meaning that we won't really stick to a general topic most of the time. And it'll just be me as the main host, I guess you can say, with a lot of like secondary hosts. It's mostly guesses, but yeah. I'll also let my guests pick the topic, so it'll be something new for me too. I don't like to stick to a general topic like politics, religion, Electra, and so on. But I hope that when I let the guests pick the topic, it'll keep me on edge and keep me more active and help me uh, engage in more active listening. That's what I hope for. And yeah. So that's it for this pilot episode of 1 Hour Away. Thanks for joining me. And I hope that you'll join me next time. Thank you. See you again.